So we got live chat. Yes, sir. Let it work.
Work.
Let it work.
Get it back. Yeah.
That God used you.
That boy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of For Torrey. I'm Nathan. We are live this week.
Baby.
Yeah, we didn't get to record it all this week, unfortunately. We had a little bit of some stuff going on. I had work Wednesday. You were busy yesterday.
Yeah.
So we decided why not have the best of both worlds. We'll come
Exactly.
together. We'll get it on Friday. A little bit
Let's
later
do
than
it.
normal. A little bit later than normal. We do apologize
We
for
good though. We
for the
good.
delay. You guys can comment with us. You can let us know what your thoughts, your feelings are on this. We're gonna be hitting a lot of stuff, dude. Our original, and I'll read the list to you really quickly. That way, you can tell. We wrote it down. We were going to talk about Ja Morant, the Lakers, and AD. Thankfully, making me eat some words from last week.
Yeah.
We had something was going on with the Celtics. Lamar Jackson getting the non-exclusive franchise tag. We had a little thing we were going to talk about with Derek Carr going to the Saints. But dude, over the past 48 hours, normally we broke the curse. Normally, we record on a Wednesday and all the stuff happens afterwards.
Right.
Well, if we would have recorded on Wednesday, all the stuff would have happened afterwards. We would have been screwed. So this week, we're actually going to be able to hit on some stuff, man. Like our Carolina Panthers just traded up the number 1 spot. Dude, they're...
Your Carolina Panthers? My Car-
I said ours.
Ours?
Ours.
Okay.
Local. Mr. Charlotte, man. Get the Charlotte jersey.
Charlotte Hornets.
Oh,
Hornets.
Come on now.
Hornets.
Come on now. Mike Gilmore. It's time to start rooting for them Panthers again, boy.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You know, I was so into the live, I decided to go babyface. I'm a babyface.
Shocked the hell out of me when I came through.
Yes. I don't like it at all.
I know.
I'll be honest with you.
I don't think nobody likes it at all.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me. I don't like it myself, so if nobody else does, I don't blame them. But we're
You
gonna.
know who you look like?
What it look like?
Like a young Gary Owens.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
Look it up. Look it up.
Somebody tell me that in the chat.
Look
We
it
can
up.
see chat this week. So the last time we did a live was the Super Bowl extravaganza. I could not see the chat. I can see the chat this time.
Yeah.
So the chat's gonna be right there in front of us. We will be looking at it periodically. So if you chat say something,
Say something to us, man.
we'll respond to you.
We'll answer all your questions.
We are not
every last one of them.
We are not like other people that do this that don't want to talk to the fans, to the people, to the viewers. We want to be with you. We want to talk to you.
People should be heard.
Yes, they should. They should. We, the people, should be heard.
There we go.
Yeah. So, dude, we got a whole host of topics to get into, but really quick, we're going to break into this kind of with a bummer topic to get into, and that is the Ja Morant issue.
Cool.
So, over the past 2 weeks,
Couple weeks.
Ja Morant's name has been in the news a lot. Evidently, this is not the first time that this has happened. There has been numerous occasions dating back to last summer, if I remember correctly. I don't know all of it off the top of my head, so I'm going to briefly give out everything that I know. So back last year in the summer, in the off season, he was evidently, if I'm quoting this right, and please correct me if I'm not, he was at his house, had people over, they were playing pickup. A 17-year-old kid and him somehow, some way got into it. I don't know exactly how. The details of that was not dispersed.
Of course, yeah.
But evidently, and this is all per sources, that Morant punched him numerous times and pointed a gun at him. Is that did I read that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the original report. Dating back earlier, so that happened. No charges were filed at the time, but evidently the police got a hold of it. Brian Windhorst and a couple of, Adrian Wojnarowski,
Woj, just say Woj, baby. Keep it safe.
I can't do those names. I'm sorry. Was talking about there were some other things that was in there that nobody knows yet exactly what was going on, and this might be a little bit deeper than that. But he was in the news for that. The kid, the thing with the kid popped up a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then this is when this really started getting, like, the train gained steam at this point.
Yeah.
And the train started rolling down the tracks. They started seeing stuff with what I saw was after the reports were released. Mm-hmm. So people started to know this is public knowledge at this point. He was at a game playing, I believe it was the Indiana Pacers, and First off, before you even get into the after game incident, during the game, Desmond Bane hits a knockdown three right there in the corner, right there in front of the Grizzlies bench over a Pacers defender.
Yeah.
And Ja immediately starts like, and I'm going to do the hand gestures here, but he was over here like playing like he was shooting a gun and laughing.
That's all over social media,
and laughing.
Man.
So that happened.
Yeah.
Evidently, after the game ended, they were at their, each team was at their, respective buses. And Ja and I believe one other teammate that has not been named, I don't believe yet, was evidently pointing a laser, acting as if it was a gun at the Pacers bus. Freaked the Pacers out.
Yeah.
Then a couple of days later, he's in Colorado at a nightclub and he's on Instagram Live flashing a gun. Torrey, what is going on with said Ja Morant out there in Memphis? What's going on with the dude?
So he's in the what you call the rap culture. So he's heavily influenced by that.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of black young guys are nowadays, and he thinks he's invincible now. He's this guy. He made All-Stars and all that. He's had a big playoff push. I mean, he's the guy right now. He's one of the top 10 players in the NBA.
He's one of the bright young
stars. And so now he's what, 23 years old. He's young and basically, I hate to say it, young and dumb. Not to say that he's dumb and not, certain things in certain aspects, but that's how he's acting. He's not thinking things through. That's what young people do. Mm-hmm. Not thinking things through, not realizing what the consequences and repercussions for his actions. He forgot that he's a part of an organization or a national organization. The NBA is a business first.
It is a worldwide business at this point.
Business first. Let's say you work for a Fortune 500 company and you're being watched, especially on the things you say on social media, the things you do outside of the company. If you do anything like being racist or commit some kind of crime, you will lose your job.
Oh, dude, we know this at a small market level. At the store that you work at, an incident that happened before we got there. I mean, it happens even at the smallest level. So imagine being in a multi-billion-dollar business. What do you think that's going to happen?
And so you got these accusations, you got these, will-be charges, and then your behavior is not becoming of the organization.
It seems to be egging it on.
Yeah.
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 It seems to be kind of egging it on up until after the Instagram post, things went down. Ever since then, I think it was since Wednesday. I think it was yesterday, as a matter of fact. They said there were no charges that's going to be filed against him.
No charges, yeah.
But Brian Windhorst, who is a trusted and known source all throughout the NBA. This dude's been covering the NBA for years on years. I think he's been covering the NBA longer than I've been alive, actually, quite frankly.
Yeah.
He said that there's more to this. Like, Ja Morant might not be back with the team for a while, if not for the rest of the season. Like, there's some extra stuff going on, and I don't understand what that is, and I'm not going to sit here and assume exactly what that is.
Well, I heard four more games. He could be out.
Oh,
that's what I heard. They narrowed it down to 4 more games, but that's not concrete right now. Yeah. But they're guesstimating because he's saying he's taking his time and he's getting help. But what you're going to fix in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, my question is, like, what kind of help are you getting is my question. I don't know if there's like some stuff going on at home, because you have to think, being 23 in the head of an organization that hasn't had a bright star nowhere near the caliber of a Ja Morant. I mean, Marc Gasol and Pau Gasol were great. Mike Conley was great back in his day. I mean,
Zach Randolph was pretty good.
Zach Randolph was pretty solid, but nobody's been a star at the level of Ja Morant. Especially for that organization. So being the head of that team, that organization, that city, that state, really, you have to know there's some pressure to it. But when you see Ja play, he does act like he's invincible. What is one of the most famous quotes he said this season? "I'm good in the West. I'm good in the West." And look at everything that has sparked. He's been known very much so as a cocky guy on the court. Definitely going to speak his mind. I think the whole Memphis Grizzlies have taken that.
Yeah.
But I did think something come out that was pretty interesting, and that was from Steven Adams. Steven Adams come out and said basically that he's a veteran. He's been around for a while. He's been around for a few years. He's been there. He's done that. He's a well-respected dude around our league. People love this dude. He's He don't put up no junk, and you see that on the court.
No.
He's a real down-to-earth dude. If you haven't listened to an interview with him, do that. It is amazing. I love that dude. But he come out and said basically that he has told not only Ja, but other young talent on the team, so your Jaren Jacksons of the world, your Brandon Clarks, your Dylan Brooks, that y'all need to chill out. Seriously, like when y'all, especially when y'all go out in the evenings and what y'all do, y'all need to chill out, man. Like y'all don't need to be doing near this stuff. I understand you're young, you've got all this money. I mean, don't even count that into fact. Young millionaires. I mean, multi-millionaires, dude. Hundreds of millions here. Y'all need to stop playing around. Y'all need to grow up. And that's basically exactly what Steven Adams has said. So,
grow up.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is. Because we're all waiting to see when will he come back.
Mm-hmm. People like to compare this to the Gilbert Arenas thing a few years ago.
Back and that ruined his career, man.
He did, but that was just on the premise of, oh, he had a gun. That was it. Mm-hmm. That wasn't based with everything else that we've got now. He's not going to get charges. Ja's not serving charges, but I'm curious to see what this fallout's going to be. It's going to be interesting. You gotta hope the kid gets his head straight. You really do.
I believe he will. I believe he's got too much riding on it. I mean, doing acts like that and your behavior, you could get kicked out of the NBA. It's simple. It's simple as that. And they're trying to now. The NBA is trying to work with you and give you an opportunity. Like, we're gonna give you some time, but you need to chill out. You need to come back with your head on right. Basically, that's what they're saying.
No joke.
That's your warning.
Yeah, and I hope and I believe that the kid's gonna take it the right way.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. This dude's my age.
Yeah.
He's my age.
Exactly.
Seriously. If I had multi-million, and I don't think I would be doing all that because I don't do that to begin with. But still.
They say money changes some people sometimes.
That is true. I have definitely heard that. Money does change people, but I have noted, people have been taking their digs at him, and they've been bringing up stuff. So, like, one of the most famous things, this is not to be funny, but this is just, what happened. There's a famous, like, TikTok going around, or video. They're everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all that good stuff. YouTube Reels, all that good stuff.
See if we on one accord. Go ahead.
The one with Eminem.
Yes, that's it.
From what was that movie?
You went to Grand Book. It's a private school. Yeah, he did go to a private school. He was raised in a 2-parent home.
Yeah.
Where is this coming from?
And I wonder that because you can speak to this more than I can.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're, like that rap culture you was talking about is very big in your community. Very big.
It is.
So let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Do you think, let's say you are that guy that grew up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you didn't.
No, I did not.
But he did. So think about it. If you grow up like that and you see this is all popular, do you think there's a part of him that's just trying to fit in with what's popular with most people nowadays?
Yes,
in that culture.
Because my brother is the one, not to get personal, but yes, he idolizes that culture.
Right.
He sees something, he sees it worth value.
Right.
He likes being in that culture. He enjoys it. It's entertaining for him. So, yes, I seen it firsthand of somebody who wasn't quite raised that way because me and my brother was raised in the same household, but he gravitates to that rap culture. He does rap music. He's been in the game before and stuff like that. But, he's older now and he's changed his ways, thank God, and he's got a family and stuff. So he outgrew that. But he was young around Morant's age doing that stuff, and that's what happens. You just you live in the moment and you idolize that for whatever reason. And people have their own reasons for doing things, and that's just what he does. He likes doing that kind of stuff. So I think that's where Morant is at, and he has to take a look at himself and humble himself and say, okay, what's more important? What's riding on here? You know what I'm saying? Right. Maybe I just need to chill out and follow certain rules so I can keep myself safe, keep myself on the train, and have a good career in the NBA. You can have 15, 20 years in the NBA if you just do what you're supposed to do and play ball.
And I think also another big component is it's going to be his dad.
Yeah,
his dad's got to step up and say, and Stephen A. Smith said it perfectly, I believe. To T. Smith or T. Morant, I understand he's your son. He is not your boy. He is your son. You
Yeah.
are his father.
Yeah.
And it's time for you to step up and put your arms around him and say, hey, this is what needs to happen. Like, you need to step up and be the man that I believe we all know that he is.
Of course. Yeah.
Deep down, I believe that, all this other stuff, you need to throw it out. It is pointless because look what it's already doing to Curry.
Yeah.
Look what it's doing. So, get that on. And I believe the kid will have a great, bright future. Great talent. The guy puts on a show every time he steps on the court, even when he was at Marquette. Played really great there. That's why he was so highly touted. This kid's he has a hell of a talent. You got to give him credit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But man, I need to pivot because I had a mouthful over the past week.
You went in on somebody.
I did. Last week, me and Anthony Davis had a little. We did it 2 weeks ago with Hubert.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It worked.
This one works too. So I'm 2 for 2 on the rants. It works. Works perfectly well. Wow. How the times have changed. But I'm very glad that they are, honestly.
I am too.
I am so glad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wilt Davis has come out, and we are excited for this guy. So Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers have been on a tear. This dude's been dropping 30. I think he was 30 and 20 the other day. First person since Shaq to do that.
Yeah.
This guy's been going crazy. They've been winning games. They have now got themselves into the 9 seed. They're in the play-in. They can continue moving up, and people above them are losing.
Yeah.
So, the Warriors just lost, and all these other teams are losing. They have a shot at the 6th seed, and LeBron James is chilling at the house, rehabbing the foot.
Yeah.
So, tell me about these Lakers, dude. Do you think, D'Lo's coming back, I believe, next game?
Yes, next game.
Today or tomorrow? One of these days.
Yeah, he's coming back in a couple of days.
Yeah,
at
I
least,
know they said
at the most.
They said it was the next game, but I don't know if they played the next game tonight or if they play it tomorrow.
They do play it tonight, but it's not this game. Not against the Raptors.
Not against the Raptors.
No,
okay, so it should be the next game after this. So I'm sure that game's getting ready to go on right here in just a little bit. But dude, Anthony Davis and the Lakers. Tell me what you're seeing. Tell me what you like, what you dislike. There's not really much to dislike, quite frankly. Right now. Darvin Ham is doing a heck of a job.
Yeah.
Especially
you have to. He has no option.
Well, he's got a heck of a team now to do it, too. The talent, go ahead.
Well, like I said maybe a couple of episodes ago, you got a different dynamic now.
Oh, yeah.
You got a different dynamic. You got young go-getters they ready to go. They don't care what's going on. They have their chance. They getting out there like Austin Reeves, Malik Beasley. They're ready to go.
Jared Vanderbilt.
What's the one they traded for? The
center?
Half Asian, ain't he? With a weird name.
Oh, Rui Hachimura.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah,
I can't pronounce
he grew
that.
Up he grew up in Japan.
Yeah. So, you got these young guys that's trying to do their thing, and AD is leading. He's the guy.
He's putting up monster numbers.
He has no option. Guess what? He's stepping up to the plate because he has no other options, and they're winning games. They went 7-3 in the last 10 games.
Something along those lines.
Yeah. And that's good. They beat the Warriors twice. And the last time they beat the Warriors, they had Steph, they had Clay, they had Draymond. Those guys been out, collectively for a little bit, but now they all play together. And they coming back playing together. I got you. Mm-hmm. But for Lakers to get that win.
I can't even say that. They've been horrible on the road this year. They have 2 8-game losing streaks on the road. They just lost in Memphis last night.
And everybody's throwing their hands up on the Warriors, man. It's like, oh, my God, they're a different team. They lost their identity. I'm like, okay, chill. This is still the Warriors. But, put that to the side. The Lakers are doing what they're supposed to do. I told you, once you get that, what'd you call it? I don't want to be foul. I'm trying to look for a word for Westbrook that it's right on the tip of my tongue, man. What is that word?
Westbrook?
No, not a play on his name, but what would you call him, now that he's out of there?
They're cancer-free,
Yes, that's it.
They're cancer-free. I'll take
it.
I'm the foul one on this show. They are cancer-free in L.A. now.
I couldn't think of the word. Goodness. Live. That's what live do to me.
That's what we do.
Then he's go to the Clippers. They're like, what, 1-5?
They're horrible.
Horrible.
They are. Now, it's crazy is that they're bad, but he's playing well. He's actually putting up some solid numbers over there, 15, 17
Maybe
points
he doesn't need to do that.
Who knows what they need to do. The Clippers, I believe, will always just be the Clippers.
Yeah.
They're the Clippers.
Well, no, I can't say that because when Chris Paul and Blake Griffin and
Well,
DeAndre Jordan,
I'm with you.
you had a team there,
I'm
man.
with you.
They made a playoff push.
They just unfortunately fell and obviously had injuries.
So that's all that was. But since then,
dude, yeah, and the Kawhi Leonard. What's crazy is that Kawhi Leonard does not get scrutinized like a LeBron would.
He does not because he's quiet. So they just ain't gonna really pick on the quiet kid. I was quiet in high school, so they just like, whatever, Torrey, whatever, you can go away. No. But they're not gonna really pick on him because he's not, outspoken. That's really what that is.
And the thing about it is he came to the Clippers to go head to head against Bron and to win a championship in LA over Bron.
Yeah.
Fell. I mean, horrible. I honestly, if it's me, I think I look at moving Kawhi Leonard or Paul George or break the whole team up. Done nothing.
Yeah, you need to break that up. I mean, Paul George, I don't know, man, because it's like what he can do, but it's just not proving right now. Like it just, you can't get over that hump, that edge that you.
The best he ever looked while playing for the Clippers was that year that the Phoenix Suns went to the finals, but they faced the Suns in the conference final. This is the best I've saw Paul George ever since Indiana.
Playoff Paul, baby.
Dude, yeah.
Playoff
he was amazing. That is the best I have saw him play in quite some time, and we just haven't saw it since.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since. But the thing about it is he's also trying to fit back in with Kawhi. It's like, man, why does it feel like Paul George plays so much better when Kawhi's not on the court? And the team does better. Paul George, are you sure you're number 2? Are you a number 2? Can you be a number 1 with a solid, well-rounded team?
It's so back and forth. I don't know, man, because he's been number 1 so many times, and it just couldn't get it. But, I mean, to go back to the Lakers, man, they are on the right track.
They are.
They got some games, winnable games, like they're gonna play the Rockets, the Bulls. They got some winnable games.
When they get to the Bulls, that's gonna be an interesting game. Patrick Beverley's over there now, and he was asked in an interview, like, what do you when you play? What's gonna be like when you play the Lakers game? He says, I'm gonna try and knock them out of the playoffs. It's gonna be a fun one. My question is this. This is a big one. This is one I want to throw in at you.
Uh-oh.
If you're the Lakers, this team's playing great. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Seriously, they're going to be. Do you bring back LeBron?
Yes. No, without hesitation, man. I mean, he's going to be out 2 or 3 weeks, but you're talking about LeBron James. You're talking about a different guy come playoffs. This is a different guy. Come playoffs, man.
Well, let me ask you, the reasoning for bringing back LeBron, what do you think? What is the reasoning for that? What is your reasoning for bringing back LeBron?
I mean, first of all, you got LeBron who can lead a team. You got another option. LeBron draws so much attention. I think they just need to coexist. AD and the rest of the guys, they just need to work around LeBron because LeBron is proven. He can lead a team to the promised land.
I mean, 10 straight years.
Yeah, I mean the last 2 years,
9 years.
riddled with injuries and all that, yada yada. But if he can stay healthy, if AD can stay healthy, if Russell can stay healthy, you got just imagine because you got a bench.
Do you
also
bring them in to potentially? Are you trying to go for the championship? Do you think they have a legit shot at the championship up against like a Denver Nuggets?
No, they
team?
don't. They don't have a legit shot at the championship.
That's the only reason I don't bring back LeBron. That's the only reason because do I bring him back, risk hurting him even more, put more minutes on him?
But you're talking about the Laker nation. You're talking about Lakers. They got to do something. They got to be in the playoffs. They got to do something.
I believe they're in the playoffs. I can tell you that much now. Anthony Davis keep continuing to play. I was so happy when he got bopped in the nose and he got back up and just said, it's going to be all right. I'm like, thank God this guy.
He's out another week getting bopped in the nose.
I will gladly give me the plate. I'll keep eating the words. I'm happy. I'm glad with that.
Yeah.
But with bringing back LeBron, knowing that you're more than likely not going to be able to get to the title, and if you do, you got to go up against a Milwaukee, a Boston. Even though the Sixers are playing better, I don't think they're going to make it.
You're not going to get to the play. Okay, he may be out for the rest of the season, right?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. He's getting reevaluated in like a week.
Yeah, so I heard 2 to 3 weeks. He's going to get reevaluated. You never know. But you're not going to go into these play.
When did he get hurt? Last Sunday? Not this past Sunday that just happened, but the one before then.
No, it was like a week and a half, maybe a week.
I mean, yeah, he should be coming up. He should be coming up pretty soon.
You're not going to go to these playoffs and not have LeBron James playing. You're going to sit LeBron James out and say, hey, buddy, just rest it for the rest, and we'll do the playoffs. No, you're not going to do that. Not LeBron
The only
James.
reason, and here's why I would, because the guy's had injuries, and he's not the same LeBron as he used to be, unfortunately. We used to love, and we would all admire how he could continue to play into the finals every freaking year and not get hurt. Like, man, this dude's got, over the past couple of years, you saw his little knick-knack injuries that's come up. His first year with the Lakers, Christmas Day, I won't forget it. I was actually at Alan's house.
Yeah.
We was hanging out, watching Lakers and Warriors playing, like, oh, man, here we go. Pulls his groin. Crap. Bugged him for the rest of the season. They didn't even make the playoffs that year. The second year, they got AD. All right, he had some injuries, but little knick-knack stuff, nothing major. Pushed through, made the championship. Also helped that they had a 4-month break in between, but neither here nor there. You'll take what you can get. The next year, gets hurt right before the playoffs.
Yeah.
His bum ankle pushes through it. They still get knocked out, and he's still hurt. This past year, last year, I don't think Russell, AD, and Bron played more than just a few games with each other.
Mm-hmm.
All three, except for Russell. Russell wasn't out, but I think once, because Russell never missed games. That's something you have to say that about him. That dude does not miss. But Bron was out again. Then you see this year going great. A low ankle injury. Now this happens right before the playoffs. Knowing you can't get there, I say AD's playing great. Let him carry the team and carry the momentum into the next season. Let him do it. Let him go. Let Bron relax. Obviously, Rob Pelinka's put his GM cap back on. Let him go into the offseason. See if you can add a few pieces. Maybe you get another star caliber player. Hence one Kyrie Irving, potentially. We'll see how that goes. Try to keep that team intact as much as possible, because I think literally if they would have started the year this way, dude, you're talking about and had all that time to gel up, because oh man, this could have been really good.
Yeah.
And going to next season, full-fledged saying, we are going for that trophy. We are going for the Larry O'Brien. Larry B, baby. I'm going for it next year. But let AD run it.
But see, they're not rebuilding anything right now. They got the players that's supposed to do it. And in a perfect world, yeah, that's a good idea. But that's not really going to happen. If LeBron is able to play, he's going to play. That's the sad part about it.
I honestly just wish he wouldn't this year. Because, I mean, I understand that everything, all that momentum, everything is looking good. But what happened when Kobe tried to push the team into the playoffs? Snapped his freaking Achilles. I don't want that to happen to LeBron. I want LeBron to be able to go out the way he wants to.
Yeah.
You know, Kobe, unfortunately, his last few years, he wasn't able to do it. He wasn't able to do what he used to be able to do. And then that 60-point performance against the Jazz in his last game was just like, man, thank God Kobe got to go out the way he wanted to. Right. I want Bron to do the same.
Well, who's to say he can't just because of this season? He's injured towards the end. I mean, I think he's going to, play maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 years,
Potentially. So. Depends on how the Bronny thing goes.
Yeah.
Because Bronny's coming in the league, and I know he's playing. And I've heard him say something about Bryce, too, but that would be hard to do. Seriously, if he's able to go that long, dude. I mean, he would be right at Tom Brady's age now.
Yeah.
To do that. Like, freaking A. That would be, dude, think about this generation of athletes that we're seeing to go goodbye. Man, this sucks. I hate this. Because, dude, are we ever going to see that again? I mean, that is a serious... And I know people ask that same question when the Joe Montanas and the Michael Jordans of the world, they retired and everything else. But, man, it's just like, dude, how do you get better than this? I mean, think about it.
I mean, who is close right now? Is it Giannis?
Giannis is the next tier below, I would say. Giannis... Tatum, I have to get, even though he's a Duke guy, Tatum's working his way. He's young. Let him keep going. He's working his way. I don't like the Celtics. I don't like Jason Tatum.
I mean, that's a great segue because we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
we do.
We do have some stuff to talk about the Celtics. Celtics have been losing. They lost 3 straight. They're done losing now. I think they just won a game or 2 games back to back.
I think it was last night they won.
Right. I think they've won back-to-back games now or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But they had 3 straight games where they had multiple point leads and lost them. One against my team. Amen. One against the Brooklyn Nets. They were up 28 on the Nets. And Mikal Bridges and that man from the Tar Heels, one Cam Thomas. And I gotta say something about the Tar Heels later. Cam
Whoa,
Johnson.
relax.
Johnson. Cam Johnson's over there playing his heart out, man. They played great, and they came back from down 28, and I forget who the third one was against. Who was it against? Torrey, help me.
Oh man, it was. I know they lost to the Knicks, but you're talking
Knicks.
about. It's the Knicks.
It's the Knicks.
Oh
That's
man,
it. Knicks. I think it was Nets, Knicks, and Cavaliers. Yeah. Boom.
They lost to somebody else too, but I'm forgetting. I just seen it. The team I'm trying to talk about is like 3 in a row they lost because they lost to Brooklyn, then they lost to another team, then to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean,
they almost lost to the Sixers. Came very close, but Tatum had a big one at the end. Tatum, or was it Smart? One of the two. They had a big one at the end. Dang, I can't think off the top of my head.
It was the Knicks. You're right. Brooklyn, Knicks, and Cleveland.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
They lost the Knicks twice within like 2 weeks of each other, bro.
Oh yeah, they played the Knicks, lost, played Cleveland, won. That was in Boston, and then went to 3-game and ended with Cleveland on a loss. Cool.
Losing these close games, bro.
What's going? Because Tatum was ejected in the Knicks game. He got ejected in that game, and you don't see Tatum getting ejected like that ever.
Well, what did he do? Was he trying?
He's arguing. That is the bane of his existence. He did it last year in the finals. When something happens, he wants a foul call. That is that other blue, man, it taints you. It does. It really does. But no, he was arguing for foul calls, and I mean, he just goes overboard. When he doesn't get it, he just, I mean, it's like he throws a little temper tantrum out there.
Mm-hmm.
So he does that. Refs get sick of it. Get rid of him. Gone. Bye. And I mean, it's consistent. It happened in the finals last year. I mean, he didn't get ejected last year, but he was constantly in foul trouble. He wasn't in his game. He would miss a layup, or he would believe he got fouled and sit there and argue up under the basket while the Golden State's going down the other court. And so, I mean, I don't know what's going on with this team.
See, here's the thing I want to point out. I want to point out specific play. You're saying he's the guy, right? He's the you would put him on a level with Giannis, right?
Not yet. He's
not
working.
Yet?
He's working.
Okay.
Like he's climbing the ladder.
He's touted to be the guy, right? He's touted
for the Celtics. Yes,
come behind Kobe and be great. There was a play against the Knicks. It was going down to the wire. I was watching the game. He's on the right side of the court. You got Al Horford, been shooting amazing from the
Al
three-point
Horford's
line.
another guy that's playing a long time.
I mean,
in this league.
in that game, he hit 2 threes.
Yeah.
that keep him there.
Yeah,
you gotta
miss the game.
Either tie it or you can do the game winner. Here comes Tatum, and he's going, and you say, hey, Tatum, this is your game. You can tie it, take it all the way. He passes it to Al Horford to try to go for the game. If it was LeBron, they say, why you pass it? Why you pass it? So, I mean, wouldn't you think the same thing? Like,
yeah, they didn't say that about Tatum.
Right, of course. Then nobody's talking about that.
And then Horford,
but he's supposed to take it. Yeah, Horford did miss the shot. But if you're going to be the guy, you got to take that shot.
Yeah.
I mean, simple as that. So, those are some of the reasons why they lost those close games, and they're not really solidifying at the ends of these games. And they need to be. They're going to be a championship caliber team. You got to close it out, baby.
And here's the thing: if you look at the team, top to bottom, outside of the Nuggets, they're the deepest team in the league.
Yes, they are, man.
Seriously, I mean, they can go practically almost about 10 deep on you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this team is stacked. Seriously, I mean, 10, 12. They can just about use everybody on that daggum. I mean, Derek White's been playing out of his mind.
Oh, man.
You don't know. People don't remember the name Derek White until he got to Boston. He was in San Antonio before. Wasn't doing much of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? Now he's in Boston, and now it's working out for him. Grant Williams was talking trash to Donovan Mitchell, and then
missed 2 free throws.
Told him he was going to make the 2 free throws to tie the game, or no, to win the game.
Yeah,
and missed both of them. They lost the game. I tell you, it's for some reason it's like this team does not have a discipline in these, like when they get up.
Well, maybe it's just that time. It's a time where you got your highs, you got your lows. Maybe they'll turn it around towards the end of the season and keep that second, maybe the first spot. So you got to give some
Well,
teams.
the Bucks have been pulling away in the first with
Yeah.
these losses to the Celtics. Bucks. The Bucks have only lost
Bucks beat Celtics too.
one or two. They've only lost 1 or 2 games over the past 23.
Yeah.
They have started to pull away in the first. I mean, the Celtics had the first spot just about locked up, and now the Bucks have passed them and are starting to put that lead at the right time. You have to think, if you're the Celtics, it's like, dang, we need to do better now. Because do you want to go to Game 7 in Milwaukee? I don't think so. Not this year. Not this year.
If Bucks stay healthy, no, you don't.
Yeah. So, and I mean, they need to.
I mean, Bucks are proving that they deserve that championship that they won the other year ago. I mean, they're closing out games. They're making the right decisions. They are a championship caliber team.
Giannis is playing great. The whole team is playing consistently. That addition of Jay Crowder, which we all thought it was going to, has made a massive difference in that team.
Tough team.
They can hit you in the three. They can play physical with you. They are tall. Brooke Lopez is playing. Man, good Lord, that kid is playing great.
That's the other green, baby.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, they're playing well, man, and the Celtics need to wake up.
Yeah,
Celtics need to wake up a little bit. They need to keep it going. What is it? Who was next up on the? Oh, we got to get into Lamar Jackson.
Football.
Yeah,
NFL,
we got to switch it over a little bit. Lamar Jackson. Oh, before we get to Lamar Jackson, one thing: Kevin Durant's out for 2 to 3 weeks, potentially the season, or at least the regular season. Was in warm-ups, and dude, this happened again last night to another player. Yeah,
on Phoenix?
Not on Phoenix. This was for the Warriors. Jonathan Kuminga was in warm-ups, getting ready to make his debut. That the Suns hadn't lost a game since Kevin Durant came in and was playing well, and what happens? He's playing, or he's just doing little dribble moves and warm-ups, and looks like he's kind of going for like a layup, slips, twists his ankle, right, sprains it. Now, to me, and this is just me, I've sprained my ankle bad once. He got up and just walked it off. There wasn't no limping, no nothing. They're saying that he's going to be out for the rest of the regular season. I'm kind of that's like the worst case scenario. But 2 to 3 weeks has been their evaluation table. Why? I don't get that. Like, I understand sprains can be. I mean, obviously they suck. I've had them. I've had them from small to large, literally. But this guy, to me, it didn't look like he was having that much of a hard time. He got up and just started walking off. Is it just me that's all this? I mean, anybody in the comments today? I mean, I didn't. To me, it didn't seem like it bothered him that much. But yet they're wanting to do this. You think this is overkill from Phoenix? Maybe to keep him out because he's had injury issues.
But you talking about KD or you talking about the dude from the Warriors?
Oh, no. Well, the same thing happened to Kuminga.
Yeah, but you're saying KD walked off fine.
KD walked off. He got up and he got up and kind of like shook it off and was just walking. And then, boom, he didn't even play that game. They pulled him out. He went to the locker room. They did an MRI the next day. Now he's going to be reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks, which the season ends in 3 weeks. Like, what's going on, man?
I don't know, man. Is it the load management coming back again? Or, I mean, is it you want to be careful? I mean, because, you got to get some playing time with these guys. Like,
the only good news is KD is probably about the easiest superstar to bring in, but still. I mean, you got to give them credit. They did play great in that 4 or 5 game stretch that they did play.
Yeah, they did, man. Wonderful.
But, I mean, I don't know. That's just me. We'll see about KD in a few weeks. I'm going to leave that there because I'm tired of talking Kevin Durant and injury. Seriously, I love that.
That's all we talk about. I think we talk about most of his injuries instead of his play.
Dude, I love Kevin Durant on the court. I love Kevin Durant on the court. But I miss him on the court at the same time. Come on back, baby. Come on. So let's hop over to the football. Let's throw some foosball in this.
There we go.
We got Lamar Jackson, who we talked about last week, has been officially put on the non-exclusive tag. That means he's going to be getting $32 million this year. Not 45, which would have been the exclusive. With the non-exclusive, which is surprising, but also not, teams can attempt to sign him to a contract.
Yep.
If the Ravens want to, they can match it. If they don't want to, then they get 2 first-round picks from whoever team this could be. Potentially.
Uh-oh.
I dropped the whole thing back there.
It don't matter now.
Potentially the Rams.
You think so?
Yeah, we're shopping Matthew Stafford. Seriously, that's a legit thing. We are shopping Matthew Stafford.
You talking about the Super Bowl champion Matthew Stafford?
The Super Bowl champion who had his bell rung because we had no offensive line. That guy. So, from the, I'll put that back over there. This is actually the championship ball, by the way. Signed everybody. Everybody signed it. Champions. Bang. Priceless. Because that happened in my lifetime. Well,
good job.
Yeah, the other one didn't. I wasn't born yet. But anyway, I digress. So this guy potentially can be signed by another team. I heard the Commanders were in it. Then some stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
So right before the exclusive tag went, I heard that the Commanders were getting ready to sign him, which, quite frankly, I was going to be sad about because Sam Howell is supposed to be their quarterback this year. Former North Carolina Tar Heels quarterback. We miss him. We love him. And
come back. No, we got Drake May. Stop.
We do have Drake May. Did you see where quarterback our second string Connor Harrell benched $4.95 today? Yeah. Tell my Instagram stories. Go watch that.
Strong boy.
He is, and evidently, now this is per sources.
Okay.
Drake may potentially not be the best quarterback on the team. Throw that there. We'll get back to that. But
you're gonna leave that cliffhanger.
So he is potentially on the move. He can be signed. He can also be picked up by another team. But evidently, right after this exclusive tag happened, like 4 to 8 teams said that they're not interested in him. What's going on here? Is there something up to this, or what do you think is going on?
They're thinking like how Ravens is thinking. You know, they could have did exclusive franchise tag on him, but he's not as consistent as they want him to be, and the injuries are plaguing him, and they don't want to put all their eggs in a basket. I mean, is it an insult to Lamar? You could say that. Is that what he asked for? Not really. That's not what he asked for. But Ravens are trying to protect themselves.
Let's get into what he did ask for. So he was talking, this is per sources, again, we have to clarify this, that he was asking for somewhere a little bit north of what Deshaun Watson made, fully guaranteed.
Guaranteed, yeah.
Guaranteed deal. 100% fully guaranteed. I believe that is the issue right there. Those last 2 words, fully guaranteed.
But he's an outlier. Deshaun Watson is an outlier. That usually doesn't happen.
Well, the reason Deshaun Watson, and people have been having a big issue over the week, like, oh, why does Deshaun Watson get that money, but Lamar Jackson can't? All comes down to one word, and we've mentioned it multiple times on this show. Desperation. Desperation. It does. This team wanted a quarterback. They wanted a guy. They've never had a top-tier quarterback ever in their franchise, all the way back.
You sure?
Never. Ever. They have never had a top-tier quarterback, ever.
McCoy, he wasn't top. Okay, never mind.
No, Johnny Manziel wasn't. I mean, Baker Mayfield, he's on my team, I think. I think they're bringing him back. I don't know. Freak it. Anyway, but the Ravens don't want to set a precedent. I think Lamar Jackson and his camp, which I think is his mother, are wanting to set a precedent and get that fully guaranteed. We've never saw completely fully guaranteed deals until the Deshaun Watson came along.
Well, I mean, what does he got? $130 million guaranteed right now if he takes stays with the Ravens?
There is no deal right now.
Okay.
They have negotiated deals with him, and he has turned down every single one of them because none of them are fully guaranteed. And that is a route that I believe teams are having to, like, as you know, it happened once. Okay, it happened once. That's the outlier. But if you follow suit and do it again, then every team in the league is going to have to start following it. The Bengals are going to have to do it with Joe Burrow. The Kyler Murray, was his fully guaranteed? I don't know if it was.
189 was I think guaranteed or something like that with
And he
Murray.
had clauses in it because that was
Yeah.
a big issue because
Yeah.
it was due to like he had to do homework or something because the guy cares more about his skins on Call of Duty than he cares about football. That
Wow.
dude's a joke. Anyway, but yeah, and that's the teeter-totter right there is because he wants a fully guaranteed and he's sticking to it.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody wants to give him a fully guaranteed deal. Not only because they don't want to set a precedent, but you have to wonder if he's the guy. And dude, this is I've heard, there's been talks this week about collusion and everything. This is a matter that's been going on for a couple of years, but now it went from here way over here.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of legal talk in this. People are talking about collusion, and you can't prove collusion. It is very hard to prove collusion. That is true. All this other stuff. Torrey, what are you taking out of this? Because this right here, this is making my head spin a little bit.
Man, it's like a wait and see kind of thing because you got both sides that are tighten up, And I mean, I understand the Ravens, but at the same time, some people think that Lamar is the guy. Like,
Yeah.
okay, give him what he wants. He's the guy. We never seen a talent like that.
Glad you brought that question up. My question is, and I think this all comes to timing as well. Not only did Deshaun Watson get his money at a time where I think they realized the Baker Mayfield thing wasn't going to work. They wanted a quarterback. They saw this big, huge talent that was going to come out, having to do through trade. He wanted a contract. Nobody wanted to give him the contract, and they gave it to him.
Mm-hmm.
They were that team, and it all comes to desperation at that time and moment. I don't think right now anybody's in that time period.
Yeah.
You would think the Panthers would be, or the Commanders would be, but
yeah.
The Commanders are sticking to their guns. The Panthers just traded up. They're going to get a quarterback. I don't know who they're going for. Personally, I really hope they don't go get Bryce Young. I don't. I'll get to that in a little bit. We'll hit that. We'll hit that right here in just a few minutes. Because we still got 12 some odd minutes. What do you do if you're Lamar Jackson? Obviously, you don't play on this. There's no way you play on this because if you get hurt, you're screwed.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking into a Dak Prescott situation. Thankfully, Dak Prescott did get his money. He did get paid, which is good for him.
Okay, but what does that say about the Cowboys?
Desperate. They were desperate.
And so Ravens are not desperate.
You would think they would be.
Because the Cowboys have not gotten basically paid back for their investment back for what, because that's Prescott got hurt. I mean, he broke his foot and all this. I mean, he had these injuries and stuff. And he was fully guaranteed, was he not? Or, he had that he was a franchise tag.
He was a franchise. He didn't get a fully guaranteed.
But, I mean, he got a good deal, though.
Oh, yeah, he got a great deal.
Great deal.
Great deal.
And then Cowboys kind of eating that a little bit, they're
eating it big time.
So that's what the Ravens are at.
I'm glad you brought that up. So I have a question for you. Is it because teams are colluding saying we don't want to give a fully guaranteed to set that precedent? Is that what it is? Is it all about if he said, okay, not a guarantee. Here's your guaranteed and non-guaranteed. The contract's not fully guaranteed. Do you believe that he's getting a deal at this point? If that happens, because those are the deals that he has been offered. I don't know the money. Now the money may be a whole other thing. But if they say here's Deshaun Watson made $240 guaranteed. So let's say he gets one $250, but not fully guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Your X amount is guaranteed, and then you have the rest. Do you believe the deal is done for Lamar Jackson?
Depending on what's guaranteed. But what's that guaranteed amount?
I believe that.
That's what it is. But there teams, unless there's a desperate team like, the Browns, ain't no team gonna do that.
Yeah.
Ain't no team gonna do that. What have you proven?
Yeah.
Super Bowl?
I'm with that.
Have you made it to the Super Bowl? No, you ain't proved nothing just yet.
1-3 or 1-4 in the playoffs?
Playoffs. What have you proven, sir? That's what they're saying. You ain't proved nothing to us yet. You've just been hurt towards the end of the season a few times. You ain't been proving nothing yet.
So let me ask, what do you think that the Browns saw in Deshaun Watson?
They said, let me get on him before anybody else get him. That's basically what they said. That's basically what they said. I mean, he's proven himself as far as the Texans. Now, he ain't win no Super Bowl. this, that, and the third. But Browns was like, we got a dynamic quarterback that we probably never had, and
I
he's
think they
available.
looked more at talent more than they did anything else.
They did, and they said, let me go jump on him, swoop him up, and say, hey, we good now.
And I just wonder if since that is the case, when teams look at Lamar Jackson, what are they looking at him for? Is it talent, or is it because he just purely wants a fully guaranteed deal? That's what I'm wondering what's going on here. Because quite frankly, I'll be honest with you, I've got no clue.
It could be different for each team. They could be looking at injuries. Is he worth it? Or they could be looking at, well, we don't want to guarantee that much money. We don't want to put that investment on a player, and he ain't even never played for us.
Well, the only thing that comes into my mind is
real quick, who has got besides Deshaun, who has got a fully guaranteed contract coming in to a team? Like not you can't really.
That's why this is it's such an outlier.
So forget Deshaun. That's what teams are doing. Like we don't. Football teams in the NFL usually don't do that. So usually you get the franchise tag and you get guaranteed once you've proven yourself and you have played with a team for a while. So it's different situations for each team.
The only thing I can think of, and if I'm a GM, I have to keep in mind of this, is let's look at the last few quarterbacks that have gotten big-time deals. I'm talking big-time deals, right? So most recent, Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray got a big-time deal in Arizona. Hadn't proved anything. Is hurt again. Is hurt. I mean, I think he actually is going to miss all next season.
And when did he get that contract? After that season?
Last offseason.
Yes, because what did they do in the playoffs? Is that what they went off in the playoffs? They went
the playoff. They led. Remember, they led our division big time, and then lost it and went into the wild card. Wild card, and bumped out by us.
But was that enough for the Cardinals to say, hey, that's potential there, right?
I don't know. Because, his contract negotiations were hardballed because they went back and forth for 2 years on that. And then they finally come to it because he wasn't going to show up. But they did put his wasn't guaranteed, fully guaranteed, but they did put stipulations on it, like the homework deal. Let's look at another one. My quarterback, Matthew Stafford. What buyback? I mean, you won the Super Bowl, then he got the big contract. Now he's hurt, and now we're shopping the dude. Seriously. Injuries. Let's look at Russell Wilson. Let's look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that for a minute. Gets that massive contract from the Denver Broncos. I believe right now there's kind of a little bit of hesitation to buy on a quarterback. And Lamar's been in here for a little while. He's been in here for, a few good years now. He's been in the league for a few years. He's got his injuries.
Besides Kyler, is his name right? Kyler Murray, right?
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you, these names will mess me up. But
I know you married Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson and Deshaun Jackson.
I did. Well, that's a real player. I'm thinking about Deshaun Jackson, who played for Philly in recent years.
Yeah.
But anyway, besides Murray,
we got him for like 13 games. That was it.
Besides Murray, you got guys who won Super Bowls like Stafford and Wilson, right? Yeah. They proved themselves and they won Super Bowls.
That they have.
Boom.
That they have. I don't know, man. This is gonna be interesting, dude.
It is, man. It's so interesting. So I mean,
dude, I don't know what all's going on. I don't know the logistics. I'm an idiot, so I don't know half of the contracts negotiations.
We're waiting like you.
Yeah, we are gonna give you. By the way, we're not professionals. If you hadn't figured that out already,
we're just fans, man.
I mean, I give it off immediately. So just I'm sorry, but let's move into something else. We got 2 quarterbacks. Well, one potential. We'll hit Derek Carr real quick. Let's hit Derek Carr.
Ooh.
Derek Carr to the Saints. You buying or no?
And that's piggyback off of what we've been saying. He improved nothing.
Nothing. The only thing that he has done and proven that I will give him credit for is he did lead the team when the Raiders had some issues. And some a lot of that noise that was going on a few years ago now or something along those lines. He did a great job of leading, got them into the playoffs. Yeah, they ran into the Bengals, but everybody ran into the Bengals last year.
Yeah.
So, whatever. You buying or no? Saints
no.
defense with their quarterback?
Not yet. I'm not buying nothing yet.
I think I'm with you, honestly.
I'm not buying
I think he's going to give him a better shot than Jameis Winston is.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston had that
true.
one solid season with the Saints, and then these last year, I don't think he played even half the games. He was hurt and something else. I think he got benched for Andy Dalton, of all people.
Ain't like you trading out for a great team. Like it's about the same. To be real with you.
The only thing I would say that the Saints have that the Raiders don't is a solid defense. Got a great defense on the other side. The offenses don't have the offense doesn't have a weapon like Devontae Adams. That's one. But
I mean, so we'll have to see what
Chris
in the
Olave,
off season.
I don't know if they're keeping they're keeping Michael Thomas.
I mean, so you got the Carolina Panthers. We don't know what's going to happen with them.
Yeah.
Bucks about to go downhill. Falcons unsure about them. So maybe you win the division.
They're gonna go get Lamar.
Maybe you win the division, easy division. But what you gonna do in the playoffs?
Well, I don't know, and I want to talk to us about our local team, our Carolina Panthers, and here's why I bring them up. Not only have they established a very impressive coaching staff. I mean, creme de la creme. Like everybody around the league is like, Jesus Christ. You would think they had a team over there.
Right.
They got a solid coaching staff. They just traded up.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore is no longer with us. DJ Moore is gone. They traded their first round for this year. They're number 9, and 2 others with DJ Moore to move up. They are now a number 1 spot right here in a month or so, some odd, and the number 1 NFL draft pick. They got the number 1 NFL draft pick this year. Who do they go for?
So who's their quarterback, right?
Yeah, who's their quarterback? You want to go play for him? I'll take I won't take a fully guaranteed. I'll go.
Sam Darnold, right? Right. We don't know.
They got Sam Darnold. They got P.J. Walker. They got that other dude. I don't remember his name. I'm gonna pull a Torrey line. That other dude, that mixed kid. It's unfortunate.
They had Baker, but he went and left. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. Maybe they do go for a quarterback.
They absolutely are going for a quarterback. I can tell you that much now. But who do they get?
Bryce Young?
No.
Who else is number 1? Who would be a potential number 1 quarterback?
The other quarterbacks you have is C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, and Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson was not at the top of those 4 quarterbacks before the last month.
Mm-hmm.
The last month, he has risen his odds.
Stock.
Yeah, his stock, his odds, everything. We want to say hi to Cade K while we're doing this as well. How you doing? What's going on, Cade? But not Deshaun. I'm about to do it too, boy. Here it comes.
Hey, bro, it's a trend, man. That's what I do.
So CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson's the one that's risen his stock big time over the past month and a half. The kid at the combine, he looked very impressive. He was throwing the ball great. He was jumping high as all get out. He's athletic. Had a little bit of an injury problem at Florida, unfortunately. If it's me, I'm going with him or C.J. Stroud. And the reason I put C.J. Stroud in there is because the kid played great at Ohio State. And then when they got to the playoffs, the national championship game was Ohio State versus Georgia.
So you're saying that
Georgia versus TCU.
Stroud and Richardson are better quarterbacks than Bryce Young? Go ahead.
Bryce Young is I ain't gonna say great. I'm gonna say a very good quarterback. Here's his problem. He's gonna have the Kyler Murray problem. That Kyler Murray syndrome. He's small.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Stephen A. had Nick Saban on his podcast the other day. No Mercy.
Yeah.
And he was like, Coach, I got to meet Bryce Young, and I was shocked at how small this dude was. And Nick Saban obviously is going to talk up his boy. He says, first off, we know he's not ideal height, but he's going to have a great career and everything else. I just don't. He's going to prove me.
He can't Drew Brees it?
He's going to have to learn to Kyler Murray it. That dude's small. He's like 5'10". He's small.
That's not bad. I mean, it's not because Kyler Murray is like 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, and look at the problems he's having. That's the problem. He's going to have a Kyler Murray problem.
Hey, that inch makes a difference now.
Dude, I tell you, because not only that, because what happens if he gets just drilled to the ground by a 6'6" just hoss? Imagine Aaron Donald comes after him and just rocks him.
He can get out the pocket. He can run.
So can Kyler, and Kyler's out.
He's
for a
the
year.
best runner of all these quarterbacks, is he not?
Him and Stroud have got a tie right there on the running game. If it's me, and it's and I wasn't thinking Anthony Richardson until the past month and a half, and I've really started seeing this dude and how he's risen and what he's doing. And obviously, you can't tell by a combine. Like a combine can tell you so much. But I'm gonna lean C.J. Stroud.
So you think that God Almighty, they have to go and get a quarterback? They won't get a wide receiver, number one, or they're not. Nobody's gonna really get a running back, number one. They're not gonna waste their time on that.
Yeah, because running backs don't last.
They're not durable.
But maybe 5 years, if that. I mean, look at.
But you do give up DJ Moore, who's was he not the best wide receiver on the Panthers?
Oh yeah, on the Panthers, yes, he was.
Yeah, yes,
yeah, definitely, absolutely. Which sucks. Which that if it's me, you go get Stroud and start building the team. What has the Panthers not had? A solid quarterback, a quarterback that they have brought in that's not on the end of his career or
that's
trying
true.
to revamp.
True.
He's drafted, bring him in. The last one they had was Cam Newton.
Yeah,
and Cam Newton's been gone since 2017, 18. He's been gone since 2018. Man, it is time. And it's time to end that. It's time to.
So new head coach, new coaching staff, bring you a new quarterback.
Frank Reich as an offensive guy, offensive guru. Like I said, they have brought in a great staff. I think CJ or Anthony Richardson, whichever one they go for, I seriously don't believe in Bryce Young. The kid's got talent, but that height scares me. It scares the living devil out of me. And he had some injury problems at Alabama too. Let's not forget that. People forget about that. Don't forget that.
A lot of people had injury problems in Alabama. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, no joke. Really all over the country, dude. Injuries just seem to be.
Yeah, that's the word right now. That's the hot word.
You hear that name, that word used so much, dude.
Like 10, 15 years ago, injuries wasn't as prevalent as it is now, man. Everybody's getting injured, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at my 49ers. We just got, goodness gracious.
Well, I can say the same about the Rams. Just decimated. I mean, there's a famous picture of Matthew Stafford this year who had just got his bell rung. He was getting picked up by Bobby Evans, one of our offensive linemen. He's getting picked up, and he's just he's gone. He's out.
And then here come Tua. He's doing this.
Oh, my God, dude.
Signaling ET and stuff. Like, I mean.
I forget exactly what the heck that's called, that hand motion that happens, like when you get a concussion that bad. Dude,
it's bad, man.
It's crazy, man. It is crazy. But... Or else, you know what? They just take that first rounder, trade it for next year's first round number one, and
so
go
you
get
do
Drake
all
May.
that. You do.
Go get Drake May.
Oh, that's where you was going with it.
Yeah, go get Drake. Go get Drake. Actually, you know what? The Rams need a quarterback. Let them go get Drake. God, I hope he does good in the NFL. I hope he does good this season. We still got to get through all that.
Don't even do it.
I don't even want to look about it this year.
Don't even do it.
I'm gonna wait till after the NIT tournament to talk about North Carolina.
Yeah, we're gonna wait.
I hate that I have to say those words. And to all the Duke fans out there, really quickly, I just want to put this out there. I'll talk about, they didn't make the playoffs. They're going to the NIT. Ta ha ha ha. Doesn't that look bad on y'all? Because we brought the same team back basically from last year outside of Brady Manek. We brought that same team back, and guess what? We sent y'all packing. So all y'all's number one overall picks and all this out there for you, Paladin carries, Trevor Keels, all those guys. And whoever else, we done forgot Mark Williams and the guy that Kayla Love drilled a 3 over. Doesn't it look bad on y'all that we sat there and knocked y'all out in the 2 biggest games in Duke history? Ever. I'm done with that.
Bye-bye, Coach K.
Peace out, man. Maybe he'll come have some apple pie with me. We'll have some apple pie together,
good.
man.
Good stuff.
Apple pie coffee. Give a little coffee.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coach can't even show up to his own team's games. Roy Williams always is there. I hate Duke. Oh, man.
Duke Cannon. Oh, I can't believe you got the word Duke in here.
Where? Oh, you talking about the Duke
Cannon
Cannon stuff.
Yeah, what you doing? Hey.
That's some good soap.
Oh.
I ain't gonna lie. It makes me smell pretty.
Smell pretty.
Smell pretty. Real pretty. Man, episode 5's done. We're done. We are out of here.
Good riddance, baby.
Dude, we're moving on to episode 6. Dude, these weeks are going by fast. We've been doing this for 5 weeks now. 5 weeks out of 5 weeks, we've had 6 shows, including the extravaganza.
Yeah.
We got some stuff coming, man. I got some ideas. I've got some stuff I'm working on in the back. I I didn't mention it during the time because I wanted you to finish your soliloquy at the time. Back at the very beginning of the show, we were talking. You said something about getting personal and all this good stuff. I am getting ready to bring back the NL10 Off Script podcast.
Yes, sir.
That's coming back soon.
Yes, sir.
Gonna have a different vibe this time.
Oh,
it's gonna be fun.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be personal, just like you said.
Let's do it,
personal.
Man.
It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna love this.
Invite me again.
Yes, as a matter of fact, with you as a witness. Episode 8. The next episode. We just had 7. Me and you were 7.
We were 7. That's my favorite number.
And we can be 8. That's why I did that, by the way. I purposely held you off until 7. That way you could be on that. Yeah.
I'm good.
Episode 8, you down?
I'm down, man.
You heard it. You hold us to it. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. I have enjoyed this episode. We're going to be doing another one of these lives in the near future. We've kind of mentioned it the last episode, but we'll mention it as we get closer to it. We got some weeks. We got a little while to go. We got another. Wow, we got another. After we do next week's show, we'll have another 6 to go to get there. So episode 12 is what we're going to be doing. So it's going to be alive. We're looking forward to that. Got some ideas. And hopefully, for the love of God, it won't be raining the day we do this. This is twice now. We are 0 for 2 on wanting to do back tech stuff. Seriously.
We trying to fire up the grill and,
trying to fire up the grill,
like,
chill out, hang out. Got the gazebo out there. Got the lights, hang out. Got the nice rocking chair. We can rock in the chairs. Come on. Whatever. Anyway. Thank you all for watching. We've had a blast doing this. I've enjoyed it. I'm tired. My voice hurts. I'm going to go get me a Pepsi Zero Sugar sponsor. That would be really good. He's going to have a sip of his... What kind of water you got today?
Trader Joe's, baby.
Trader Joe's? I've
Stop
never been
playing.
to Trader Joe's.
It's good stuff, man.
I never been. Where's one at?
Charlotte. Off of Ray Road. Yep.
On which side?
Left side. So let's say you're going in Ray Road. It's the left side. It's not where the Chipotle and the theater is. On the other side, across the bridge. Trader Joe's, baby. Get you some alkaline water. Good for you. Good for your health. Good for your overall. Everything, man.
Good for your overall. I need that my 2K gear. Anyway, that's liquid VC right there. Anyway, guys, we want to thank you all for watching. And for Torrey, I'm Nathan. We'll see you all next time. We out.
We out of there, baby.
We out. Look.